Hello. It's Wednesday. Yeah, I finished some stuff. Let's look at it. Let's get on with it. Boo. I've done that joke so many times now. It's not funny anymore. I finished The Thorns of the Briar Queen. If you follow me on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or Patreon, you already know this. Heck, even if you're in the Discord. Link below to all of those things. You'll have seen this already. But here they are. This is the Briar Queen, who I needed to repaint. And she is completed. She took about 8 to 10 hours to paint. Most of that is because very, very fiddly detail work, and I was trying to paint her to competition standard. The colour guide is already available on Patreon for these fellas, the chain rasps, and these guys will be getting part 1 of their video, which is already up on Patreon. $5 patrons can watch the video. $10 patrons have had access to the colour guide for longer. But these guys, their video will be going up on YouTube next Monday? Next week sometime. I'll put a thing saying when there on the screen. I wrote it down somewhere and I've forgotten it. Anyway, patrons have early access to the video for the chain rasps already, and the Briar Queen will be getting part 2, which will include how to paint these bases. And the reason that they're in her video is because all of the bases have roses and thorns on, and I teach you how to paint the roses and thorns in the Briar Queen's video for painting the rose whip, so it just made sense to include the base in that. You know, it's not a particularly complicated base. It's quite a nice one though. So I'm dead chuffed with this warband. I think it's the nicest painted warband I've ever done. And unless I paint something nicer between now and May, this will be my entry into Age of Sigmar unit. Not painting anything specifically for that category, just, you know, entering this because it's quite nice. So you'll be able to see this at Warhammer Fest 2019, probably, in the Golden Demon display case. If you want to check out my stuff, there'll be a bunch of stuff in those display cases because I'm just going to be entering a whole bunch of models. So yeah, patrons have access to the video tutorial for the chain rasps, and the Briar Queen will be coming on next weekend. Well, my weekends are Mondays, Tuesdays, so hopefully by next Tuesday, part 2 will be available for patrons, which will be for the Briar Queen. So by the time part 1 goes up on YouTube, part 2 will already be available to patrons. It's already half edited, so there's not a lot left to go on that. So there we go. Aren't they lovely? Let's have a look at some others. Got this guy, Planky, as I call him. And the old Everhanged. For those that may be asking, yes, this is an airbrush tutorial. If you want to do a similar colour scheme, then you can check out my Cairnwraith video up there. That uses a loaded brush technique, loaded brush / wet blending technique, to achieve a very similar colour scheme. They do not glow in the dark. Someone asked me on the social medias if they glow in the dark. They do not glow in the dark. I actually tried doing glow in the dark with my glow in the dark paint, and it did not go well. It looked really bad. I would not recommend that as a method. I also tried fluorescent paints, and they just kind of looked butts, really. Compared to just painting it regularly, you know, I tried a whole bunch of different colour schemes before I went, you know what? That Nighthaunt's Cairnwraith that I painted, that looked pretty good. I'm just going to try and do that, but with an airbrush to speed things up. and you know, maybe refine a few of the ideas that were in that video. So that's what I did, and it's come up dead nice, I think. My new favourite looking warband by a long shot. And the chain rasps are done with surprisingly few paints. I think it's maybe 12 paints total for the chain rasps. It's not actually that many. So there we go, that's the Thorns of the Briar Queen. Video on Patreon right now. On YouTube at a later date. And what else have I been painting? Well, we recognise this guy. Yes, I've been reading the YouTube comments and I fixed the mould line that was on his leg here. I actually had to scrape it off with my knife and repaint that whole area, but I managed to do it without having to strip the entire model, which, you know, that's an improvement for me. I also managed to tidy up the feet. The feet were pretty bad before, they're a lot better now. So this Raptor's Lieutenant is coming along nicely. Finished painting the undersuit piping bits, and that's pretty much all the extra work I've done there. Started edge highlighting the bolt gun a little bit, but I'm probably going to go back over that again and repaint that because it's not coming out the way I want it to for some reason. Other than that, I've not done much else on him. Oh, well, I guess I painted the wax on the purity seal. Which, can I zoom in further? That's as far as it goes. Yeah, I painted the wax on the purity seal. It's just Screamer pink and then some white getting mixed in. It's not a particularly complicated colour scheme. And I started painting the ropes. The ropey thing. I don't know what this is actually called. It's holding his little marksmanship on the other shoulder pad. I'm going to stick the decals on these over the next couple of days. Which, yes, my decals are off a sheet of Forge World decals, of which I have like maybe 6 Raptors decals left for regular size Space Marines. I've got a bunch of Terminator ones left. But yeah, I've got about 6 Raptor decals left on that ancient Raptors Forge World decal sheet. And then it's done. So I've basically got enough to finish this kill team, and then I'm out. But you can get other ones from 40k Customizer. They're a little bit smaller. I did get a sheet of those, but they were much smaller than the Forge World ones, so I didn't use them. And I think there's some other places that might do them. If you go in the Raptors Facebook group, the Raptors chapter Facebook group, and ask in there, or there might even be a sticky that will tell you exactly where you can go and find Raptors decals. What else? Oh, recognise this fella? That's right, it's a Squig I painted for Zarbag's Gitz. Well, he's got a friend now. Yee. Bone Crusher is done. Oh, apart from I didn't paint the brand on this side. I only just realised I didn't paint that while looking in the monitor there. I was like, oh, whoops. So I've still got to paint that bit. That's not going to take me very long. It is basically just scar tissue. Painted the bone same colours as I painted the teeth. I think I did a better job on the teeth on this guy since I did this one, but it's hard to tell really. It's a little bit smoother, but also the teeth are just much bigger on this chap than this chap. So that's the Squigs are basically done for Zarbag's Gitz, and the rest of Zarbag's Gitz are on corks. They're the next thing I'm painting. But pretty much got my colour scheme worked out for these guys already. I just need to, I'm going to be painting up the archers and the netter as tests. Get those 4 done because they're single piece models. They're, you know, they're dead easy. You know, paint the ropes, paint the wooden bits, paint the faces, paint the skin. And then there's like 1 or 2 details left on each thing, each guy at that point. And they'll pull straight off the bases, so I can paint the bases separately. So I'm going to do these guys as a colour scheme. Keep an eye on Instagram. and the Facebook page and my Twitter for updates on these chappies, for they shall be happening over the next couple of days. And that's basically it. So Zarbag's Gitz are next. They won the poll on Patreon. The new poll is up on Patreon, so if you've got $1 you can go and vote, just like real life in real democracies. The 4 candidates this month are... I've suddenly forgotten the names. Fire Slayers, there's one. No one votes for them. The Eyes of the Nine, Stormsire's Cursebreakers, and Magor's Fiends. They were the ones I couldn't remember. So those are the your 4 options this month. I've already recorded a little bit of Magor's Fiends, the airbrush stage, which is dead simple. And I've already started painting those guys up. But Eyes of the Nine, I've got, if you want to know, prime the horrors, white or grey, and prime the rest of it, probably black. Although actually, thinking about it, no, prime the Eyes of the Nine just white. I think it'll be a lot easier that way. I've only done the horrors in white so far, but I'm probably going to prime the rest of the warband in white. So if you want to know what to prime them, white. And then drop them on the floor. It's alright, he didn't break. We're good. So yeah, Eyes of the Nine, Magor's Fiends, Fire Slayers, and Stormsire's Cursebreakers. They are the 4 topics up for vote on Patreon right now. You can go and vote if you are a patron already, or if you have $1. So one of those will be the painting tutorial for January. It will probably, whatever one of those, unless it's Stormsire's Cursebreakers, it'll probably be a 2-part video. I think Stormsire's Cursebreakers would only need 1 part because all 3 models are pretty much the same. And their bases are just the same as other Stormcast bases. There's nothing particularly special about them. So like the Fast Riders, there'll just be 1 video probably. And that's it. Hobby Essentials Part 3, getting started with airbrushing, will be going up. Hobby Essentials Part 3, getting started with airbrushing, will be going up on Thursday. I'm going to be editing it after I've edited this video that you're watching now. And that deals with all the stuff that you need to buy to start airbrushing, including my recommendations of starter products and then next stage products for you to move on to, as well as tearing down a couple of airbrushes to have a look at how they work and things like that. After that, I'm probably going to put a poll up on YouTube itself, on the communities tab, to see what kind of topics people are interested in for the Hobby Essentials. Like, do you want more airbrushing or do you want more regular painting videos for that? And I've got an unboxing coming up. The unboxing will be occurring on Friday. No, probably Friday. I've got to assemble the model so that you can see it assembled afterwards. And I haven't even unboxed it yet. So I'm going to give you a tease. I'm going to show you the box. Now I have mentioned that I'm going to be doing this. I ordered this a while back in work in progress videos, so if you've got a good memory, you'll know what it is. And here it is. Here's the box. I didn't wrap this up. This is how it arrived. So there's the box. For anybody who may have ordered from this company before, may have an inkling as to what this might be. I have mentioned it before in the videos, in the work in progress videos, so if you've got a good memory, you'll know what this is going to be. I'll be unboxing this basically while my videos are rendering today, and then I will also do an assemble. It probably won't be a full assembly because I'm going to want to paint a lot of it in sub-assemblies. Also, it's actually for a commission, so I might not get to paint it until February-ish. That's just based on my current work schedule and when the person who wants me to paint this is actually going to have their deposit ready. They could afford the model and they had it shipped to me. So I have the model, and I actually have two of this. I have one for me and one for the commissioner. So I'm going to unbox the one that's for me and leave theirs in the box. So, guesses below in the comments. What do you think it is? Isn't it lovely? Isn't this lovely packaging? A lot of attention to detail gone on in this. So, yeah, that will be happening soon. Bit of a teaser for you there. Ooh, I'm a tease. And that's it. That's my Wednesday. That's my week. It was mostly spent painting these fellas, and then doing the voiceover, and because I don't have to actually edit my own painting tutorials anymore. It's great. It means I don't go crazy having to watch myself do the thing that I just did over again. So there we go. That's what's going on with me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Come join us in the Discord. It's active these days. There's a lot of people, you know, chatting and talking and stuff in there. It's fun. Come and join us. Talk about painting. Show off your stuff. There's a gallery in there. You can go. I'm gonna, you know, plug the Discord. Discord. Do a chat. This is the mind for chatting because this is a mouth. See? Hello. This is Rob's hand pretending to be his mouth. Yes. That was weird, wasn't it? Okay. I'm gonna go now. I have to edit this I have to edit a bunch of videos and render them out, and that takes ages. So have a good Wednesday. If you liked this video or my tutorials or such like, there's a subscribe button right there. If you want to support me on Patreon, yeah, click there, go check it out. There's also a link in the doobly-doo. YouTube thinks you like this. Instagram and social medias and such like over there where I post work in progress pictures. And yeah, have a good Wednesday, have a good rest of the week. Bye bye.